Today we're going to be talking about a little bit more of a heavy topic. We're going to talk about depression today because the hack that I wanted to play today is called Super Depressed Bros or Super Depressed Bro. I guess this one's not plural. Most SMB3 hacks have pluralized bros, but this is just one bro. Maybe that's because he's lonely. Maybe that's part of the depression is feeling alone. I know that's generally a strong symptom, even when you're surrounded by tons of people that you care about and care about you. It can still feel like you're super alone when you're depressed. I'm a good friend with the creator of this hack, at least I've been getting to know them over the last few months, and I like the cut of his jib. So I've been talking a lot to Sloth Bear Millionaire, and I saw him playing this the other day, and it reminded me that I hadn't played this yet. And I've always meant to go back to it. It's been a pretty crazy couple of years, and depression has become a lot rougher on a lot more people. But the cases over the last couple of years have gone through the roof, and apparently, across the board, on average, people's symptoms from this affliction are up to 3 times higher. Again, on average, 3 times is kind of the thing that they're saying that these COVID years have caused, and who can blame them? Personally, I've kind of suffered through extremely mild to severe symptoms probably since puberty, probably in my early teen years. Thankfully for me, it's been very mild for most of my life, but it's always been on kind of a bit of a spectrum, and I can tell you that it's a very tough thing to deal with when it's making you deal with it, and depression does force you to deal with it sometimes. So I figured I would play this. Apparently, each level in the game has kind of its own special meaning. Um, Sloth Bear told me that he kind of hoped that everyone would kind of come to their own interpretation of what each of these levels means. And so I figured we'll go through and we'll do that. And we can talk, about whatever people want to about this darker topic that normally people shy away from here on Twitch. Today we're going to embrace it and we're going to talk about whatever we want to. So here we go. Super Depressed Bro starts out very dull coloring. I can kind of attribute this to real life, is that things do look duller when the depression symptoms were higher. Is I thought things did look less, visually interesting. It was hard to find like beauty in things. I don't know, maybe that's reading way too much into it, but that's kind of the first thought I have just looking at the title screen. And obviously the little face is very it's adorably depressing. But we come into here and you can go anywhere you want, so that's kind of neat. As a hack goes, I don't see many completely open world hacks. Maybe the Mushroom House has some. It's one of the few places you can put text in a hack, so if there's going to be some sort of message, it's probably here. Okay. Eternal emptiness awaits. That is not a good sign. We get a whistle. That's neat. I wonder where the whistle takes us. I actually have not seen what the whistle does because, oh wow. Because I've only seen Sloth Bear try to speedrun this, and that only includes a couple of levels grinded over and over again. Okay, so this takes us to Eternal now. Which, that's kind of rough, because we obviously can't go anywhere. The game's over. Like, we have to reset from here. You can't just reset in real life. We're just in an eternal purgatory kind of thing, which I don't know if that's kind of symbolic of how there's nothing else, or thoughts that like there's nothing else except for what the game is giving you in that World 1 area. But that's kind of the first thought that I would have there. Guess we just reset. We just All right, level 1. And jump. And we get an anchor! There's... I actually haven't seen this level. This is probably what people would do last if they were speedrunning it. So we get an anchor. If we stay here, does it exit the level? Nope. Okay. So, the only way out is death. I don't know if that's a lesson we should be teaching people. But, yeah, the end of each level, it seems like you're gonna get an item. And that item, if we keep getting anchors, the anchors are useless after using them once. So there could be some sort of lesson in there about lack of payoff, or things being, like, handed to you and it being, not really fulfilling. That's definitely an interesting introduction. That's a really confusing introduction, really. Okay, this is at least more direct platforming. We got shiny bricks here. Slippery. That is tight. And you gotta... It's almost random. Like, the first jump was tight, but after that it's just kind of like normal stuff. Almost falling through those gaps. I don't know why. And there we go, we get a hammer. It's definitely a way to go. I don't think there's any use for a hammer. I can't figure out a use for a hammer in this game. From the overworld, I don't think there's any bricks. Hey Mom, how's it going? We are playing Super Depressed Bros. And we are trying to find the meaning in these levels. And we're talking about depression, if we want to. Alright. The meaning in the message. I don't know. So, for that level, since it gave you a hammer and there's no rock on here, that could be some sort of, like, metaphor for... Even though you accomplished your goal, like, the reward for it doesn't necessarily make you happier. No, this is World 1. There's only one world. We already looked at it, and, if you use the warp whistle, it takes you to eternal emptiness. In every other Mario, when you use a whistle, you're given this, like, view of, like, all these other worlds you can go to, and, there's so much ahead of you. But here, it's like, you use a whistle, and you're basically told that this is all there is to the game. This is all there is to life. So, level 3. Okay, we got water. Stuff trying to push you down. Ooh. Confusingly trying to push you down. And at the very end, you're tossed out. Oh, jeez. It's kind of hard to find the rhythm there. I wonder what the message was supposed to be about this level. It's like, oh, you get a frog suit. That's kind of neat. As is the case for all of these levels, the only way out is death. Which is a shame, but, you know, that's just the way the game forces it to go. I think completion of the game for, like, the speedrun is you show the menu, and you show that you have all the items. You get knocked down, but you get up again. That's a good positive message. It seems like maybe that what he's going for there is something along the lines of, like, you know, it can seem one way when you're approaching, like, a goal or something that, you know, you think will make you happy, and at the very end, it, like, flips on you, and it's suddenly everything feels totally the opposite. That it's not really really what it seemed. I don't know. That's the first thought that I had for this level. But again, these are all just wild, random interpretations for a hack that was deeply personal to the creator, and I just am trying to open a window into the possibilities. Okay, so we got big pipes, and we got menacing music. These are pretty tight. These jumps are far. You can't see where you're going either. Like, none of these jumps really have, or you can't really see the target for any of these. So that it's kind of like you're jumping without a compass, you know? That was all very blind. And I can't believe we did that in like 2 goes. Like, I know it wasn't particularly hard platforming, but every single one of those jumps was kind of blind. So I can kind of get what that's, you know, talking about pretty immediately. My days of the week are completely thrown off. We've got the hackathon on Friday, and I told people in the chat, I'm like, be ready for tomorrow, guys. And Haxer had to come in, and he's like, you mean Friday, right? And I was like, oh god. So I just did it both ways. I thought yesterday was Wednesday, and, well, and tomorrow was Friday. Okay, so I really think it's Thursday. That's what it is. I really think it's Thursday. Alright. This is just running on a conveyor. I feel like this one has a pretty obvious meaning, at least to me. It's like, if you were doing a level that had normal ground, you'd just be zipping through this. But, oh, we didn't collect the item. But because you're having to do the conveyor belt, it's almost like you have to work twice as hard to get to the same place. That feels like it could definitely be an aspect of depression that someone would want to convey in an artistic way like this. Alright, so we got the anchor for this one. I don't know how strict we're being with the rules, since you can't actually complete levels in this game. Oh my god, they're faces. I didn't even notice that. They're like, they almost look like skull faces too, because of the teeth. Jeezy, crazy. Okay, so this one's just clouds. This almost looks like a mini Kaiser Bros level. And there's no music. Huh. There is something unsettling every time I play a level that has no music. How did he do this, actually? There's no bottom bar. That's where you're supposed to see, like, you know, your P speed, your score. That runs in a separate routine in the code. That's kind of weird. Yeah, that's kind of wild, actually. From a technical perspective. I'm breaking the artistic analysis here just to marvel at the lack of a status bar at the bottom. Either that, or maybe he was able to just code it all in black. Visual silence, yeah. There's definitely, like, dampened senses here. Like, you don't hear anything, you barely see anything. You're just kind of stumbling your way through, and you know, it's not terribly difficult, but it's like an extra added on discomfort to just doing all of the normal stuff you do in Mario 3. Alright, so level 7 I'm already aware of, because this is where the speedrun starts. And I've already been told straight up that the metaphor here is for pain. This level represents the pain of depression. But to me, I also see claustrophobia here. And I asked, and he said that he actually did have some claustrophobia, and I don't know if he meant that, but it might just be that pain and claustrophobia is so, like, synonymous to him that he didn't even think of it, but it's the claustrophobia itself seems to be like a theme of this level. And it's falling music, yeah, that's interesting. This jump looks horrible. Yeah, I don't know if I can do a jump that small. Oh my god. Yeah, you can't even, like, over-jump by a little bit, because spikes aren't like spikes are in, like, SMW. They're much less forgiving to side contact. I think Munchers, even in this game, have more side contact than SMW side contacts, but that's a whole different thing. Boy, what a what an out of left field escalation. I wonder if just the escalation of pain itself is something we're supposed to think about, you know? Ooh. It can come out of nowhere, right? Perfectly fine, or having, you know, incredibly mild symptoms, and then suddenly can have severe symptoms out of nowhere for no apparent reason. For a lot of people, it's just chemical, and they just don't produce the happy. And they really don't have a choice in the matter. Yeah, that's an unfortunate reality too, is that we have a lot of medicines that claim depression as a regular side effect, and we're becoming more and more medicated society. Some of that medication is for depression, and some medications for depression cause depression. Like, what are you supposed to do? Ooh, that was close. This is the level that signifies pain and suffering. And I'm starting to feel never being good enough. Maybe there is some way to glitch out of depression. We don't know. We're not doctors. Ooh, wow, it's tough. No shortcuts. That is the wrong direction. Alright. It's gonna be a tough one. Wah! Some of these are throw blocks, apparently. Wow. This is where the meat of the hack is. Everything else is like metaphorical, iffy stuff, and then all of a sudden it hits you with this, the real stuff out of nowhere. Okay. Ah! can't let go. I'll tell you the weirdest part about when I had my most severe depressed episode was kind of finally admitting it, going on medication for it, and the medication made me feel incredibly disassociated from myself in a way. Like, I didn't feel like me anymore. I thought that was a very strange feeling, and I didn't like it. And going off of that medicine and being essentially like reset to how I had been before, it felt like going off the medicine, and it was like being on it and then going off of it, I was like fine afterwards. But it was really bad before. Going on it almost made it worse. And then stopping the medicine was when I started to like feel better. So I don't know, it was a very weird experience. I don't recommend it. Frustration. Sometimes I do some of these jumps and I just think, no, I'll never be good enough. Okay. You can just skip that one. This one to me looks really difficult. Okay, we made it. Okay, now we get to the point where we're on the note blocks. Jumping up and down. Yeah, my mom plays all the time. Sometimes you'll see her streaming it on here. Okay. Oh crap. Like, some of these feel like such rips. Rip-offs, as some people would call them. Alright. Jeez. Now, Bearcat. Is anyone immune to the horrors of the cow plant? Excuse me. Oh. That was some uncertainty there. It's gonna be a tough one. Okay. Okay. There's a troll here, and I know it, unfortunately. Normally, if you go left, you take the obvious choice. You'll be hit by a Kaizo note block that will jettison you straight down. Just when you think you're getting out, it pushes you right back down. It looks horrifying. And this was pretty tough, so I think I'm just gonna complete it, and y'all just know that there is a evil note block there to knock you straight back down into your dark hole right when you think you're gonna get out. And think of that for the metaphor it probably is. Oh, there it is. Ah! I still messed up. Yeah, I definitely think that you can interpret that way. It's definitely like one of the vibes I get from it. It's definitely a multifaceted vibe. I thought it was funny when I saw a sloth bear playing it the other day, And it's like, you don't happen to have claustrophobia, do you? I was like, I do. I was like, I think that's very subconsciously kind of added into this experience. Oh dear, oh dear. To me, this is like, I think that a lot of the other levels kind of talk of, or they look like more mild depictions, but it's like the worst of it can really just hit you out of nowhere, and it's way different than what you felt before, you know. That jump is deceptively complex. When you have to cross over that screen, it's very hard to tell how hard you're jumping, because you're jumping straight into the screen wrap. The first level, I mean, there's literally nothing to it. You jump over one gap, you get your item, and it's over. Oh my god, we almost saved it! Take the fact that there's no way to end levels as being a general lack of meaning or purpose. Now, the purpose could be whatever you think it is, and the fact that some people can think there's zero purpose to it is indicative enough. I mean, for me, it's that, you know, I'm getting to experience the whole game, you know, and there's still some meaning to it, but there's always something to be had, even from something extremely mundane, but it's not the same reward that everybody else gets, like from a normal hack. It's a different kind of reward. And sometimes it probably doesn't feel like enough. Jesus. God is dead, and you can only Ubermensch so hard before burning out. That's a tough way to say it. I don't even know what that 100% means. I've heard people talk about that before, like the Ubermensch and stuff like that, but I wouldn't say that I'm an expert on what that means. The ending to me is very interesting with these note blocks. Like, it goes from hardcore, spiky, horrifying tightness to extremely bouncy, way more open, but still spiky. Okay, so let me get... Oh my god! And it still kills you. Oh my god. We thought we were out. We thought we were out and it killed us. It was such a horrifying ending. That's like the horror game where it gives you like the false hope that you won, and then you just die. in some sort of weird, gruesome way. That's, wow, I don't know. We could have taken the elevator further. I guess we could have tried. Did we not try hard enough? Is it our fault? none of them end, but like they all that fake chest is not. See, most of them end like this. You get an item, and you kill yourself, and it's over. I don't know what to think of this one. Apparently, the chest kills you, or that was the wrong chest, and there was something else further up. I feel like we have to see it now, right? Like, we gotta know. We gotta go through all the pain again just to see what you wanted killed. Oh, wow. And we're taking an attempt at psychoanalyzing these levels, trying to find our own meaning in what these are supposed to mean. Some of the earlier levels, I'll tell you, were pretty difficult to find any meaning in. I could definitely think of, like, some ideas, but it didn't feel like... like it was obvious, you know? I feel like a lot of it was lead up to this level, where, you know, things seem one way, and then suddenly, bam! It's just a different, it's a totally different vibe. Oh, there's tons of ways to fight depression. The difference is finding what works. And, you know, you can make a lot of mistakes fighting depression the wrong way. I was telling people about this earlier, Kanga, but I was when I had the most severe depression of my life, and I went on medication for it. The medication probably made it worse. It gave me this very strange feeling of not being who I am anymore. And when I stopped taking the medicine, like, my severe depression was gone, which was very strange to me. So it's one of those things that you wonder if, like, if I had just never taken it, if it would have gone away on its own, or you know, receded into its normal kind of bad amount. Because I've had kind of long-term mild depression, mostly, I'd say, and it has at one point in my life gotten to a pretty serious degree. And when it was the most serious, I did try to go on medication, and again, I feel that I was worse off on medication than when I was not on it. And that is probably not the same for a lot of people. And it could have been that I needed a different type. But when I went off of the one that I was on, I started feeling more like myself and did not feel the need to go on a different one, so... that was just an experience I had. Okay. The weird part is I actually kind of like the no block part. I actually kind of have fun here. Oh my god. I didn't think you could jump too high there. We got the treasure chest and it killed us. Is there no other meaning than death? Maybe that's another thing you can interpret from this. You keep thinking to yourself, maybe it'll work this time. Maybe this will work that time. But it just keeps kicking your butt. We're like, oh, it won't take long to do this again. We got the flow. You never have the flow. I have horrible anxiety when it comes to text messages and stuff. If I see somebody has texted me and I don't know what they said. I have very little else I can think about. Which is why I've turned off a lot of notifications on things other than, like, actual text messages. And Discord, because I like all of you in Discord, you know? But I've turned off a lot of stuff like Facebook messages and stuff like that. I look at them, you know, regularly enough that I think that most people don't even know that I'm not getting alerts for them. I didn't expect this to take this long to do a second time. Maybe that's another metaphor, you know? Maybe you beat severe depression once. Maybe you did it one time. And you think, I've been through this before, I don't need help. But no, you do. Alright, alright. Okay, this time we're riding it up. Even if I had gone left, that was a spike too, so we did all of that. There is nothing up there. The treasure chest just kills you. That's all there is to this level. We just worked very hard for very little reward. Just to see if there was something more, and there wasn't. And level 8. Oh, immediately killed. Jesus. The next level is the upward climb level. When you're depressed, everything can feel like an upward climb. Oh my god. The heck? Interesting. And people demanded that they be emotified, if that's a word. Okay. Is this like an escort? Do I pull the Goomba all the way? Okay. It is fun just bouncing off the Goomba. Even though it's also kind of hard to do sometimes. Okay. I noticed there's no timer for any of these. They all say 0 seconds. It's like time is standing still. That was scary. I didn't want to do that last bounce. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so we had to use him. Sometimes you just need a little help from a Goomba or friend. Oh, wow, and we could kill the Goomba. Oh, that's sad. Who would choose to kill somebody who just helped you out? I don't think we can, in good consciousness, hit this P-switch. I don't think it's appropriate. I think we just have to die. Alright, that's the whole game, guys. That's Super Depressed Bros. Now we just, we get our whistle, and, eternal emptiness awaits us. We take our whistle to the eternal now. There's nothing else but this. It was all just that. But you know, I appreciate the vision here, and you know, it is something that is a serious issue, and it's weird that you know I've heard so many times from prominent Mario 3 ROM hackers that their initial start to making some of the greatest ROM hacks of all time were I was depressed, and making Mario helped me through it. I believe that was the original 3Mix creators coping mechanism for a bad time in his life. I know that you know it's a good thing to pick up when I'm not feeling good. I can just open up the editor and make some Mario 3 levels. It's a good way to create art through a medium where you don't actually have to be that artistic. Like I don't have very good mechanical skills for like painting or anything like that. I can't draw a circle to save my life. Um, but you know, just sit down and make some Mario levels, and it's nice to just have a creation out there. And I think that alone makes people feel better. Seeing something that they've created, uh, possibly even bring joy to other people, can just bring joy to you. It's a reflective mechanism, and I think that's why I think that a lot of ROM hackers get a lot of positive feelings from putting stuff out. Um, so yeah, that was Super Depressed Bros, and I really appreciate Slothbear Millionaire, and it was cool to play the hack, even though that spiky level was very painful.